Hey y'all, it's Ali. Welcome to Little Hill Homestead. So you guys know, I feel like I'm the queen of extracts. We have done every kind of extract, vanilla, alcohol-free, you name a type of extract, and we have shown you over the last year how to make that. One thing I needed for a recipe, actually, St. Patrick's Day just happened, and we make a Guinness cake. Well, I had some leftover Guinness, and I was like, okay, what kind of recipe can I make? Y'all, I found a gingerbread Guinness cake recipe with a brown butter and vanilla paste frosting. And I was like, yeah, that's happening. But I didn't have any vanilla paste. And so I was like, well, I can make that. I have vanilla beans and all of the ingredients in my closet at any given time. So today I'm going to show you guys how we make our vanilla paste. I usually like to make this a couple weeks before I use it, so it has time to like thicken and mold together. But I haven't used it in so long that I didn't have a backup. So today I'm going to show you guys how we make it really quickly. I use it in baking recipes. I actually loved to use it when I had it, and then I ran out and just didn't make more. That's what's really good. That's what happened. But I love to use it in recipes instead of extract where you want a super big punch. So I don't use it in ice cream, but I'll use it in baked goods that you want like a really strong vanilla flavor. But here we go. You guys ready? I use like one of these Ninja Bullet. I call them Ninja Bullets. I don't even know what they're called. Magic Bullets right on it. I use one of these because I feel like I can, on a smaller volume like this, it does a little bit better job than a bigger blender. So into my, what is this called? Into my cup version. Into my cup, I'm gonna be putting 1/2 of a cup of regular old white sugar. You need 1/2 of a cup. So if you look at the ingredients in vanilla paste, Costco has a pretty good price on it. It's really expensive, you guys, and it's really not that difficult to make. You do need to invest in some vanilla beans. We got ours from Costco. During Christmas, they sell them. I will link some below from Amazon that we have used before that work really well, really well. I can't talk today, as well. To that, we are adding 1 tablespoon of just regular old water. That's just gonna help it kind of move around without getting too thin. A lot of recipes I have found over the years are very, very runny, where commercial is much thicker. So this one, I use ingredients that are thicker to try to keep a thicker final product. The next thing you need is, this is from Azure Standard, of course. This is a vegetable glycerin. It's a food grade vegetable glycerin. I hope you can see this. I will link it below. I will link one from Amazon as well. It is much, much cheaper on Azure if you order from Azure, or we're thinking of doing an Azure order. You get 32 ounces for like significantly less. It needs to say food grade. I've had a lot of people say, can I just use glycerin? It's not the same thing. It needs to be the food grade vegetable glycerin. There you guys go. So I'm gonna add, did I add that? No. How much do I need? 3 ounces of that going into our container. See how thick it is? It's gonna help us have a final product that's much thicker than some of the commercial, not the commercial ones, but the homemade ones. If you do not wanna use vegetable glycerin, you can use a clear alcohol like vodka. I let it sit. If I use an alcohol, I let it sit a whole lot longer because it's still gonna have a very pungent alcohol flavor in it if you don't let it sit for, I'd say a minimum of like a month, but really it's like extract and it probably needs like 3 months before it is usable. So that's why I go with the vegetable glycerin instead. Next we need 1.5 tablespoons of corn syrup. I have my own homemade that I use in certain recipes. But I will not lie to you, it is not as thick as the kind you're used to in the bottle. It is a much, much thinner consistency, but it works great in other recipes. In this one, I want the thick consistency, so I'm gonna stick with the commercial grade. I know, it's like against everything everything you know that's holy, right? So those are your main ingredients. The next thing you guys need are vanilla beans. So like I said, we got these Madagascar vanilla beans. Costco sells them at Christmas time for $10 for 20 beans, which is like phenomenal. So when I do see them, I usually buy 2 or 3 jars. This is all I have left because I use the rest for extract. So we may not see a vanilla recipe for a little bit. So I typically do about 8 beans total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I have 3 left. That's exciting for another recipe. All right. I do keep, so we have a ton of extract recipes on the channel. If you want, just look up Little Hill Homestead and whatever extract you want. We make I mean, you name it, we've made it. But what was I going to say? I don't even remember, y'all. No idea. Oh, but I keep a mother jar of extract going at all times in this closet. So anytime that we run out of vanilla that I have made in the other room, I have a supply closet in there. So I store them in there. And then when I pull them to put into this cabinet, I usually dump them into what I call my mother jar, and I add the beans. So in my mother jar, I probably have like 40 vanilla beans, and all that flavor gets like infused into the new stuff too. And then down the road, I'll make vanilla sugar. I've made that on the channel for you guys before as well. But vanilla beans are pricey. So I try to be careful and use them wisely, if that makes sense. So I ate beans. I'm just going to cut them up. They're nice and soft. I cut them into like 5 pieces. 5 pieces. Yeah. So they're just like that. And then I'm just going to pop that into our container. It just went up my sleeve. Awesome. Why are you wearing a jacket in the kitchen when you're cooking? Because, you know, this is called off the cuff. Oh, Lord. Get her out of here. So I'm going to put my lid on here, you guys. I, by the way, will have in the recipe below for this. So if you are like, I didn't catch what you said, or if I forget, because I'm human and I forget things all the time, I will go ahead and link that below. But we're going to put this on our, I'm going to give it a little shake to get some of that sugar come down. Come on. Might have to give it a stir. See how thick it is? It's like it doesn't even want to agree with me. Go. Come on. Come on. All right. Either way, what I'm going to do is turn the blender on. I let it run for about 3 full minutes, maybe a little bit more if I feel like it isn't incorporated fully yet. And it will be this lovely dark brown color. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. It is loud, so I will skip to the end so you don't have to be tortured by it. Okay. As it is mixing in a blender, it's going to cause friction, and so it's actually going to make it thin out because it gets warm. But it also helps it kind of infuse a little bit. So this is your final product. It's very dark brown like coffee. That's what you're looking for. If you feel like there's still a lot of big bits, you can let it go for a couple more minutes. I feel like you can kind of see it on the side right here. It's mostly just beans and liquid at this point, so I'm in a good spot. I went and got a half pint mason jar. I like to store in mason jars because I like to store everything in mason jars. And all I'm gonna do is pour it in there. You can kind of see the consistency. See how it's a little bit thin? Well, don't forget, this is hot right now because it warmed up from the blender. And it makes exactly a half pint jar, you guys. This will thicken up a little bit more as it sits, like just chilling on your counter. It is ready to use now because, like I said, if you use alcohol, you need to let it sit. If you use vegetable grade glycerin, you can use it right now as a paste. If you use alcohol, it will be thinner, and so you may want to strain it out. I put it like in what is that called? A flour sack towel, and let it strain through a little bit to let some of that liquid out. I don't love to do that because all your beautiful, delicious vanilla flavor is going to get lost if you do that. So I don't tend to do that. That's why I use thicker ingredients in the first place. So I'm going to label this because otherwise we'll forget what it is. And if you guys want to see, let me get this recipe for you. I have not tried it, so I do not know if it's going to be good. But this is, I just found it online. I think at Guinness, actually. This is a Guinness gingerbread cake with brown butter glaze. It says it's perfect for Christmas, and considering it's March, maybe not the ideal, but y'all, anything that says brown butter in it and has things like vanilla bean paste, I'm all about it. So it's got gingerbread seasonings and totally not the right time of year. But the friend that we have staying with us, we have a friend that comes out for 3 weeks in March, loves gingerbread. So there you guys go. So I haven't tried that recipe, but if you want to see us make it, let me know below. But there you guys go. That is how we make our vanilla bean paste. Go make some. I know it's a little bit expensive because of certain ingredients, but overall it's expensive to buy too. So make your own. Why not? You want to try my vanilla bean paste?
Sure.
It's just like vanilla extract, but you use it, it's thicker. I'm making my husband try it. What does it taste like? Oh. Vanilla? Intense vanilla?
Intense vanilla.
Really intense vanilla extract. Yum. Oh, okay.
Yes.
But this is going to go in our frosting to make it super vanilla. But like I was saying, I I wouldn't use this as if in things you need a liquid form, but if you're doing baking, top notch, you guys. There you guys go. The recipe will be below. If you hit description, it drops down. It will give you more information on how to make your own vanilla bean paste, the recipe, and eventually maybe a link to a blog if I get my life together. And maybe, maybe down the road in a few months, maybe like 12 months from now or 2 years from now, I don't even know. We eventually will have a cookbook and it'll have things like this for you. But there you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm losing my mind now. Have a great day.